Hi, Shreyas.
Today, again, we are going to do a discussion about how the other three teams, which have not qualified for the knockouts, have failed in this tournament. Yesterday, we discussed about the three teams. Today, other three teams. Today, we'll be discussing upon Dutch, then England, then comes our very own neighbor Pakistan. So let's start the discussion with the performances of the Minnow, the associate nation, who surprised us a bit by defeating South Africa and Bangladesh. But were they good enough? Were they good enough? That we'll see. 2 out of 9 games, they finished bottom of the table. They couldn't qualify for the Champions Trophy. Then coming to the individual performances, their top scorer was Seabrand Engelbreth with 300 runs, Scott Edwards with 259, Ackerman with 216, and then it was a dismal performances. Then coming to bowling, Bas lead took 16 wickets, Logan Van Beek and Meetram both took 12 wickets, Aryan Dutt took 10 wickets.
Yeah,
So, what are the positives, Strick, for the mighty Dutch?
I mean, actually, if you see, there are a lot of positive for a team like Netherlands, where like most of the player whose main job is not cricket. Their job, they have their own corporate life altogether with them. This is something extra which they are doing apart from their normal day to day work. So
Yeah.
so even balancing both, it's very difficult, and playing for your country, and simultaneously you are also working to earn some money. So that shows the passion for cricket this Dutch team is having. So considering that, I know that their stats are not that good, considering a World Cup performance. But in World Cup qualifier, they have done upsets. They have done upset with West Indies itself, the two times World Cup champion. So, and even in this World Cup, they have won against South Africa. So, a bigger team than who is actually the top number two in the table right now. So that speaks for their performance and their attitude towards the game, and what do you say, passion. So you have seen how they are passionate. With their fielding, bowling, batting, whatever they do. So with the limited resources they have with them, so I think, considering all those factor, although they have finished it like the bottom of the table, but I would say still good for them. They are getting more exposure now, and slowly I feel Netherlands will be a team where they will have a lot of infrastructure, and a lot of players will be getting full contract for cricket. That is what they are aiming, and slowly they will get there.
Rightfully said. They also defeated Bangladesh at Kolkata. That was a huge victory for them because Bangladesh, means in India in turning conditions they have defeated them. So it's a bit thin. And also one game I can remember is against Sri Lanka, which they put their 100% efforts, and Sri Lanka chased that target in the last 2 overs or last 3 overs. So they are a fighting side. They know how to means fight hard, all those things. Some of the key performances have come from their lower middle order, like Scott Edwards, who plays terrific spin, who plays spin well, and also Engelbreth. Engelbreth is a means he's coming after some 7 years and playing in this in international cricket or any sort of cricket. For him to come to this tournament and be the top scorer for Netherlands, that itself is a big thing. But straight deep down, how many of these players will you see in the future?
I mean, it all depends on how they are getting exposure after the World Cup. So I feel if they are getting exposure, and as I mentioned earlier, if they are getting the contract, which is cricket contract, actual contract. So they will be able to concentrate more on the cricket. And I think apart from few who are already across the age of 33 and 34, like Vander Merwe, who is experienced campaigner just for this World Cup. I think he'll get retired soon. But their squad is quite young. They have a lot
Yeah.
of young players. So if they get a right opportunity, they get a good contract and good exposure to maybe some franchise. So there might be a possibility that a lot of the Dutch players will be you will be able to see them in the next World Cup.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And also the thing why I asked this question was there were almost four players who were above 34, 34, 35. So I don't think they will play in the next World Cup or something like that. They have to find some replacements. Coming to the negatives, what are the negatives, Shrik?
I think they have a decent fast bowling attack, but their spin department, apart from Vandam away, he was able to pause the run rate a bit, but not taking his. He also needs support to take wicket, and to some extent, Aryan that also contributed a bit. But they need a lot of improvement in the department, especially if they are traveling, playing a tournament in Asian condition. So that is where they are lacking. And they would really also need some of their top order batsmen to be consistent. They were not at all consistent in this World Cup at all. Only like Engelbrecht, Edwards, Ackerman to some extent. So these are the only players who are giving some 30-40 consistent run in every match.
I totally agree with you. They have to concentrate upon their opening and the top three spots. Top three spots has to pile up the runs. Then only your team is going to win. They have the same sort of problems which Bangladesh had. Openers not contributing that much in the running. I mean, in the runs, and as well as that they don't have a potent good spinner. Aryan that is a good right arm offie, but they need a quality left arm spinner or a leggy down the line. Vandermeer is a just quick fits. He wouldn't resolve majority of things, but he has put his heart out and given them 100% cricket. But apart from that, I feel, to be honest, I was a bit surprised with the performances. They pulled out two victories, which I didn't believe that they would do, and that too against good sides. So it was a fighting tournament for them. On a whole, I want them to be there in the ICC circuit. I also want teams like India, South Africa, Australia, Pakistan put an effort when they are touring inland. Just go there and tour Netherlands too. Just play Netherlands as a practice before an English tour or something like that. So the nation like Netherlands will come up in cricket.
I think their Netherlands coach also said the same thing before the World Cup qualifiers that whenever you are traveling to England prior to just a practice match, you can come and play Netherlands Dutch team. So he he was also suggesting the same.
Yeah, put an effort because
Yeah.
they need those big games. They need those big games. Match awareness will grow when they play those games. And somewhere down the line, Netherlands are a good side, but also they rely too much on one or two partnership. So as a batting unit, everyone needs to perform in a game, which they don't have. Suddenly they will lose 4 5 wickets. Then suddenly there will be a crisis management stuff which is happening in the middle order. So that has to come up. They have to come up with that solution, and they're already qualified for the next year's T20 World Cup. So it will be exciting to see them in next year as well.
Yeah, obviously, even in the last year T20 World Cup, they did well. Again, they beat South Africa there in the group stage. So they have a potential, that's for sure. Only thing is, they need more equipments or more facilities and more full time contract so that they can be fully concentrating there. So that is what is required from from the board and from the ICC to aid them, to give them more funds so that they can do all these things. Because I was reading somewhere, or I was seeing one of the interview. I think someone, I don't remember who was that person. So it was that only they have very limited staff, and the coach himself has to manage the media, the facility, everything. The coach is used to do so. So they would also need, so that so when you hear that and when you read all those things, so they would need more help. So I think ICC, they should be involving themselves and funding them more, at
Yeah.
least at the time they.
There's an comment from our subscriber. The issue with ICC is that they may not give enough exposure or matches between tournaments. That really becomes a deterrent part for these teams to perform. Yeah, I totally agree. So that's why I want the bigger nations to send the squad out there, play there. Someone like India, sends their B team to so many means countries. So India should also support them. That's what I feel. Now coming on to the other European nation, the defending champions, England, the attacking champions. Sorry, I pronounced as defending champions, the attacking champions, as Josh Butler mentioned. So coming to this tournament, they were means kind of favorites to qualify to the semis. Everyone was actually, to be honest, I was bit surprised that they couldn't qualify. And coming to how many matches they have won, they won three out of nine. That too, when they got the news of the qualification of Champions Trophy, then they played some serious cricket in the last three matches and were able to pull out two victories. Those last three matches were against Australia, Netherlands, and Pakistan. So, in which against Australia they fought, but they couldn't chase the target. But the last two matches they played exceptionally well. So there's nothing wrong with nothing much wrong with this side, just the mindset. They lost the mindset in the beginning of the tournament. Let's come to the stats, individual stats. Batting wise, Malan was the top scorer. David Malan, 404. Then Ben Stokes, 304 in six matches. Then Root, 276. Bairstow, 215. Then the series of flop shows, especially from Butler, 138, which I never expected. To be honest, Oates scored 131 in this tournament. He's just below Butler. So Oates could have tipped Butler very easily. And coming to the wickets column, the wickets came to Adil Rashid, 15 wickets. And another means big contributor was the now retired man, David Willey, 11 wickets. Oates with 10. Topley, injury man, Topley with 8. Wood and Ali chipped in with 6 and 5. So, not a great campaign for England, which they would have wanted. Or what are the positives?
Positive, actually, if you say positive, they were actually a positive team coming into this World Cup. The way they were challenging other teams in the previous series is coming before the tournament. So it looked like they will be one of the favorites to again win the trophy, and considering an attacking champion, not a defending champion, so something more was expected out of them. They have a lot of positive, like they have batsmen who can play. They have individual match winners, from 1 to 11 they have match individual match winners. But unfortunately they could not come and play as a team on the given days wherever they played, and and initial defeats let their moral down, and again they try to do changes which didn't help, because the combination they were not getting it proper until the last few matches. So and also lot of selection concerns were where we have before the World Cup, like Jason Roy was actually their main opening batsman. I think that they would have gone with Jason Roy instead of Bairstow. I thought he was actually the burden before the tournament started, but uh, they played Bairstow for that spot, and Harry Brook, they have replaced Harry Brook for Jason Roy. That is okay, but Bairstow, I was something was not and not 100% sure to be in the squad. Plus Ben Stokes, who didn't play half of the match, 3 to 4 matches he didn't play. So that all those things which were considered to be like the downfall of England, because they didn't come up as a unit. So that showed,
So
and the mindset also was something. They did not play ODIs that much, so they did not know what to do once they lose few initial wickets. Because in earlier series they just needs to just blast it from the ball one. So they how that was the mentality, but suddenly they were not able to forge some any partnership. They are losing so many wickets up front, and when the batsmen, the actual hitters like Livingston, Butler, then Moeen Ali, when they come, they don't know what to do. They were trying to rotate. By the time they are not sure whether to attack and defend or rotate, they'll get caught in between and they lose their wickets. So that's what happened.
yeah, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. The mindset was not that great. But to be honest, there's nothing positive for England. Everyone expect a defending champion to be at least in the semi-finals in the next tournament. But they didn't. Some of the wins, the last two matches which they won, that was because of their crisis man Ben Stokes, who played a brilliant innings in both the innings. Whenever they were in trouble in the previous tournament, in the 2019 tournament also, Ben Stokes was the man who bailed them out. And last year they won the T20 World Cup. There also the Ben Stokes innings in the finals mattered a lot in that run chase against Pakistan. So, to be honest, there's a lot of concerns which I can see. They open or they have to resolve with the openers. I don't think Malan is a he won't play next tournament. I don't feel he will be part for the Pakistan this thing also Champions Trophy also. So Basto needs to up his game. Apart from that, Butler needs to up his game. So many concerns, and someone like Root, who is in Fab for all those things. He had to perform in this tournament. For a player like Root's caliber, he should have scored at least 400 runs in this tournament, which he didn't. That's a big disappointment. And coming to their bowlers, their pace attack lacks that bite, that X factor. And I'm telling time and again, playing in India is not that easy. They thought it will be a cakewalk for them. They won series in Pakistan in flat tracks, and they were pretty much confident that they had done a really good homework before the World Cup. But that was not the case. In Pakistan, we saw couple of innings by Harry Brook. He smoked Pakistani bowlers. But down here, he struggled a lot. And rightfully, as you mentioned, Roy was their first choice opener. I don't know what happened with the management or something like that. They didn't carry Roy. And there are so many changes. And to be honest, they are playing next series against West Indies. They selected a squad for that. I just want to read the names out whom and all they have selected. Josh Butler is the captain. Rehan Ahmed, the leggy. Gus Atkinson, the fast bowler who played. Harry Brook, Bryden Cast, the replacement for our Topley. Zach Crawley is there. Sam Curran is there. Ben Duckett is there. Tom Hartley is there. Will Jats is there. Liam Livingston is there. Ollie Pop is there. Phil Salt is there. Josh Tongue is there. John Turner is there. So half of the player means half. I don't want to be that harsh also. Two three players even I don't know who are there. So they have gone to the domestic circuit. They have trusted those players. They have only backed 5 to 6 players. I am pretty surprised that Butler is part of that back in.
Yeah, even I am still
So
surprised he's the captain. I thought someone will come and they will make that person as captain, at least for the series.
yeah.
But
Or maybe they want a slow transition. They don't want him to do that easily, or else they have something in mind for Butler till Champions Trophy 2025. Maybe it's happening in Pakistan. They want him to be there. If Pakistan produces true surfaces, true batting surfaces, where English batsmen generally dominate.
yeah, the roads, highway, national highway.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And also, they have revamped their bowling attack. That's what I can see. None of them. I don't see Adil Rashid there. I don't see Oates there. I don't see any. I saw Wood and Sam Turan and Gus Atkinson. Just these 3 players. Apart from that, they have revamped it.
Yeah, exactly. They have to any which ways do revamp, and also considering they might want to arrest few players because just out of the World Cup, most of the players of the World Cup will be rested. Whoever, whichever team is traveling to wherever, so obviously their key players will be rested, and the new players will get the chance. So they are doing the same, but just looking at the changes or the revamp of the squad, I think we should not conclude that this is going to be their future squad. Maybe just they are trying out the possibilities.
Experimental basis.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll see who is
Uh,
coming up best,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
will
I
build a
totally
team.
agree with that. But the squad announcement, to my surprise, happened just one day after the match against Pakistan. So it was very quick. They planned this and they were proactive. So you never know. They can come back as a good nation. We want many teams to be there in ODI circuit. We don't want ODI circuit to be facing the same fate which Test circuit is facing. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's hope they just learn from this World Cup result, whatever happened with them, because they were defending and they didn't look like that defending, and neither they were attacking. So they will obviously learn from this World Cup campaign, and obviously in coming series and one day ODIs, they will be building the squad properly.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And now from England, let's shift our focus to our neighbors, Pakistan, who were very much pompous that they were the number one side before that tournament, before the Asia Cup. And they were very much on the top, I should say. And they were extremely elated that they had the number one batsman as well in lights of Babar Azam. So, coming into this tournament, they defeated means a nation that like Netherlands, Sri Lanka, which didn't possess that much strength initially in their 2 matches. Then they faltered. They faltered. They lost almost 4 in a row. Then
Yeah, four in.
somehow they held up and won, I guess, 2 matches. So total they have won 4 matches, and those 2 matches were against one was a rain curtail game against New
Yeah,
Zealand, which happened in Chinnaswamy, and other was against Bangladesh in Kolkata. So if we see this scenario, Pakistan being the strong team, strong fast bowling attack team, all those things, they have only defeated a good nation like New Zealand in this tournament. That too was a rain curtail game in Bengaluru. Apart from that, those 3 games were not that up to the mark of the Pakistan, and they will be extremely disappointed that since 2003 they have only qualified to the semi-finals only once. So that's a disappointing thing for Pakistan. Earlier they used to play well. The golden generation has passed. Now, coming on to the individual stats, On batting aspect, Rizwan is the top scorer, 395. Then Abdullah Shafique, 336. Then Babar Azam, 320. Saud Shakil, 241. Fakhar Zaman, 220. Coming to the bowling, Shaheen, 18 wickets. Harris Rauf, 16 wickets. Wasim, 10 wickets. Hassan Ali, 9. And their spinners, Iftikhar, Usama, 4 each. Nawaz and Shadab, 2 each. So,
I
what
think
are the pros?
you forgot to mention their top run scorer, right?
Harris Rauf, you mean?
Haris Rauf and Shaheen Afridi.
Yeah, they lead a lot of runs. That's what sometimes I feel. If pace is a two-way sword, if you
Yeah,
don't, uh,
obviously.
if you don't know where to ball, when to ball, where to ball, if you're not landing it properly, then you can go for runs.
Yeah, exactly. Considering they have a lot of on their shoulders, especially Shaheen Afridi and Haris Rauf both. No one came up. They didn't turn up to this tournament. I think I had more expectation from Rauf than Shaheen Afridi because for him it is a regular thing. Okay, okay, I can take wickets in front, then I'll come in last. I'll take wickets. But from Haris Rauf, uh, it was something which was expected because he was there because there are a lot of discussion, a lot of talks about him, how fast he is, how he has slower balls, how he is going to play bowl those to the players. He has very good um, mind while bowling. It was all there when he was playing T20, but when it came for one days, it is just like he has no answers to what he is doing, and play players were playing, opponents were playing him very easily, scoring runs frequently on his balls. Especially a match against, I remember, against Australia, where Warner and Mitch Marsh were tonking him here and there. That was the initial, I think, setback for them that they are facing, and and their spin department, Shadab Khan, Nawaz, also they didn't do anything. I have more expectation from Shadab Khan. I was expecting, okay, at least one match, two match. After one two match, he'll
Their
come back.
entire spin attack, including Iftikhar, has taken 12 wickets in 9 matches.
I think Iftikhar would be the one who has taken more, right?
Yeah, he has taken 4 wickets.
So see, their batsman is taking wickets, but bowlers are not taking wickets. चाचा चाचा ने सबको बता दिया कि तुम लोग बच्चे लोग हो, मैं चाचा हूँ, तुमसे बड़ा हूँ, मुझे पता है क्या खेलना है.
Yeah. Coming to the positives, actually, I felt batting was good. Okay, batting was good. But the thing with batting is the acceleration. They
Yeah,
lack acceleration. After getting set for 30, 40 balls, none of them accelerated apart from Fakhar Zaman. Fakhar Zaman, we know he's a great talent. When he gets set, he accelerates. But someone like Babar Azam, who is a number one batsman, who was a number one batsman, struggled to accelerate.
yeah, obviously, and even in previous matches, the pressure was already always taken up by players like Imam and Rizwan. So
Shafique.
he used, yeah, Rizwan. So he just needs to just play, rotate. He was just playing that manner, and when he is not getting that many support from the other players, and it was getting more evident and more like more evident and more focused because no one else is performing, and when it comes to you, when it is required, you are not also doing anything. And it showed this time in World Cup. It showed clearly, like when you need to accelerate, he's not able to, unlike some of the great players, where they might take initial time to settle in. They might be run a ball or maybe below that, like 70 80 run a ball for at least 30 40 balls, then they will cover that balls up. They will eventually getting a good score for the team as well as for themselves with a better strike rate. but he's not able to do. And it showed this. It was very focused and
Evident.
evident in this World Cup. And yeah, and one more bright which they have got is Abdullah Shafique. They have got a good opener, good replacement opener. When your openers are not playing well, he's there to support
I
them.
feel he has sealed his spot. I feel he has sealed his spot after this tournament. He won't be a replacement opener now. He will be the mainstay opener because the amount of trust which he was shown in the end of the tournament was high, and also he was repaying it with amount of shot selection. He was very good with the shots. He was timing it well. He looked classy, so I feel he is the person who will be there for Pakistan in coming years. And coming to the major disappointment was spin department. None of they have to find a spinner. They are hosting the Champions Trophy in their home, so they have to find a spinner. That also we would know the news in coming months only whether they can host it or not.
Yeah.
And if they are hosting, they have to be prepared with everything, the facilities in the stadium. They have to mark out 4 to 5 stadiums, and they have to just go for it. Because it's a world stage, it shouldn't be lopsided. So preparation should begin from now, from the administration aspect as well.
Yeah, exactly, and also that also includes the security of the teams who will be traveling to Pakistan for the Champions Trophy in 2 years time. So they have not even 2 years. This a year is going to end within a month, in one
Yeah,
and a half.
it's happening in 1.5 years, so the
Yeah,
timeline is very much short. So let's hope they manage to pull out this. Then afterward, who are the players do you means you see in Pakistan side for that trophy from
I
the
think
current squad?
Abdullah Shafiq, the name I mentioned for sure, uh, and Mohammad Wasim Jr. He has improved. He has impressed a lot in this World Cup. So these players will be there. And if Iftikhar is young, I don't know why people call him Chacha. Maybe by his looks.
Maybe he has done age fudging. You never know what is his real story.
Yeah, that is very common. So you never know. He's saying like 27, right? 26, 27.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think they have to see someone other than Iftikhar. That's what I will tell. Because see, if you're a batsman who is coming three down, 142 in 9 matches is very poor. Then it gives an average at around 15, 16, which is not at all required. You're delivering with the ball. You're taking those 4 wickets in 9 matches, but so they have to see someone as a replacement for Iftikhar also. For me, if you are given an option, then I would surely say Rizwan will make up. Uh, Due to his antics, all those things, he has his drama, antics, everything. But the performances wise, he's a good cricketer. He has scored runs when it was necessary, especially the game against Sri Lanka, where Babar failed to deliver, but Rizwan came in and bailed them out. So Rizwan, Shafiq, Babar, even I am excited with South Shakil also. South
Yeah.
Shakil, although he didn't he didn't really light this tournament up, but he's a decent cricketer, so he will be there. Fakhar Zaman will be there. Apart from that, bowling pace attack looks solid. Shaheen, Harris Rauf, Wasim, and if Naseem comes back, then automatically the new ball combo of Naseem and Shaheen will be deadly. And
I think then Rauf can sit out.
yeah, and Wasim can
No,
play. Wasim
Wasim can
Junior,
play.
yeah, Rauf can sit out, or I feel Rauf more as a T20 bowler. He knows to bowl 4 overs consistently. And the problem with being a T20 fast bowler is, if a batsman is taking single out of your delivery, then in T20 aspect, it's a good thing. But in one day aspect, if a batsman is easily negating you and rotating strike, it's not that great in one day cricket. It's like you need to beat the batsman every now and then, which he is not doing consistently.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
maybe
also,
we need to.
I have come with the reports that he has only played 15 one days in the domestic version. So he hasn't played much of one days in the Pakistan circuit as well. Because of his pace, raw pace, and the popularity he gained during the PSL stages, he was means quickly drafted into the one day circuit, and now he's struggling. He's not able to put the foot forward and play proper cricket. He's not the player who used to play 4 day cricket and come to the ODI circuit. He's the different generation kind of a player.
Yeah, obviously, and once you have been playing for a nation, a lot of pressure also goes around you, and sometimes when you're not used to that pressure, because in PSL obviously you will be playing for a franchise, but playing for a country is different from playing for a franchise, and that too in World Cup is altogether a ball game. So a different ball game. So they need to uh, groom. They need to have those sessions, right? So all the players, every team has that. Like teams like Australia, England, South Africa, India, they have that grooming sessions where they are being taught to deal with the pressure, like how they can go about it. They everyone have their own psychologist. If you
And also, like I also feel one thing that Pakistan should tour some other nations, because they are playing too much of cricket in Pakistan. So they think they are the best side since they are playing at the home. They need to test themselves by traveling to different conditions and playing there. Then they will improve. Now they have a series against Australia after this tournament. That will be a real test. Pakistan has never won a test series in Australia, so let's see what happens there. And also, there's some question from a subscriber. It's regarding in first the inland. Okay, why were inland player below par? According to you, is it a lack of motivation or team composition? Could have played Livingston in place of Root. Just an example. Can you add any more?
Yeah, I think we rightly discussed also that first, obviously, they lack the combination where a team should be comfortable with while playing, because a lot of time you might have n number of match winners, but it's a team game. So if the team is not bonding properly, not bonding in the sense like they are going some fights or something else is going on between the team, in just in terms of the combination, like who suited after whom. So for that it gets like disturbed, because a player who is coming as number 4, sometimes number 3, sometimes number 5, so obviously the team looks not settled, and the player himself will not know his exact position, his playing number. So if he doesn't know, he will not know how to play as per that situation. So obviously when it happens, and there maybe sometimes what happens, they have not been given enough clarification of their role, what they need to do. So if happens sometimes like this to very good teams, it is
Concept.
just how, yeah, it is just how you build up for the World Cup. Maybe the preparations were not right for the England team. Maybe they've been overconfident. Okay, this is how we are playing the series, this is how we are going to play World Cup and win the matches, because their uh, World Cup press, which they have released earlier, the talks which they were doing, they were saying that they're not defending champions, they were attacking champions. So that kind of statement shows that you're overconfident.
Yeah.
So obviously there are a lot of things to consider why they uh, there is a lot of ifs and buts in this current England team. So what is the exact reason? That is obviously that's inside the team, but what we can see from the match has happened, or the press conference which the captain or the players has taken, it talks about their mindset, and the team selection, it talks about the team balance. So all this thing, when you see, they were not in the right frame of mind, plus the selection combinations were not right. uh, a player has been dropped in last moment and been drafting a new uh, other player. So obviously it shows that the team is not settled, it's the selection is not done right. So I can only
Yeah,
think of
yeah.
all these things about the England,
Yeah,
like.
totally agree with you. And I just want to add one point that they had those big thoughts of attacking all those things. But after the first game, after the onslaught from Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra in Ahmedabad, their bowling just was not there in the tournament at all. After that, their bowling lost confidence, and they haven't come back. They haven't fought back hard. The thing which mattered here was their bowling. Last time around, the tournament where England won, Jofra Archer was a key man. He used to get wickets in regular intervals. So in this tournament, they missed someone like Jofra Archer, who used to get those wickets in key intervals, and only one guy was bowling really well for them was Adil Rashid, who was controlling the middle overs. But from the top, they were leaking runs, and at the death also they were leaking runs. So that's a concerning point for England, since Adil Rashid is also going to retire soon.
Yeah, they need to find a good spinner now.
And also, Butler's captaincy was a big question mark with worrisome captaincy, because he at times he was very much defensive. He went with an off spinner to a right-handed batsman. All those things. I don't know what has happened to him. So he needs some time. He needs some counseling. He has to get back to his best. So let's see what will happen. So I'm taking one more question from our subscriber. Do you think Pakistan style of playing is suited towards T20? Their recent test and ODI records looks okay. Is it mindset or lack of quality of cricketers?
uh, that is quality and or the mindset is the question here. And it is, I think he's asking about suited for T20. The and the modern era, no, it's not suiting, but it's how the team combination is. So if a team is more confident, okay, they will score normally and they're confident on their bowling. Obviously they will try to put a score which is comfortable. Maybe in T20, maybe in 20 overs, they will try, even if they score 160 to 180 in between, something of that sort. If they have a good bowler, they will be more confident. And a team like Pakistan, obviously, they have a lot of good bowling attack. They have very good bowling attack, at
The
least.
strength is the bowling.
Yeah. So defending for them, it will be more possibility for them. But if we talk about in ODIs, if they are not rotating or if they are not accelerating enough and they scoring just 280 of that, so 250 to 280 score, obviously in ODIs it will get chased. If it's a sensible team, they know what to how to chase, they will definitely chase it down.
Yeah, agreed with your point. Yeah, because in T20 sometimes means match is won by one player or two player. Two players' brilliance will overrule the entire team because it's a shorter format. If
Format.
someone like Babar Azam or someone who scores a spectacular 50, or Rizwan scores a spectacular 50, then their bowling unit in T20 looks solid for them. And to be honest, last time around, the tournament which happened in Australia, they qualified into semifinals because of a lot of things happened to them. It's like Netherlands defeated South Africa in one of the group game, which caused them to qualify at the end. They had to beat Bangladesh. a little early, and there was a 50-50 call regarding Shakib's decision, because almost Bangladesh were scoring really well, but suddenly that 50-50 call which went towards Pakistan's team, that changed the game, and they qualified for the semi-final, where they play where they played an excellent game against New Zealand, but in the finals they faltered. So Pakistan in T20 also, they are not that formidable, but they are a good side.
Yeah, in T20, yes, they have a very good side, because in T20 you have just one moment to lose and you lose the game. And in ODIs you will have time to, even if you lose three early wickets, you have time to build the innings and come back later on. But in T20, if the moment is lost, the game is almost 70% lost. So that is how the momentum works in T20 and
And
ODIs. So
I will be surprised. I mean, I won't be surprised with Pakistan's crowd loving T20 more than ODI and Test, because I don't think the crowd also understands the ODI game, because some of the crowd wanted someone like Babar Azam to score 20 sixes, 21 sixes in one day match, which is literally impossible. So I don't know what is running in their mind, but going forward, Pakistan would love to means be in the top four in the future tournament. That's what I can conclude with. They have a good. They always produce a good brand of fast bowlers. Hopefully, they produce a good, better brand than Harris Roth in the next tournament. Now, since we have finished with the Pakistan's this thing, can we talk about tomorrow's game?
yeah, sure. Before that, I just wanted to say that these three teams, just conclude how it went. For Netherlands, it was always an experience which they have taken, and they will
If
build on it.
for Netherlands, if I have to rank their this thing, I would give them 8 out of 10 tournament wise. As you said, it was an experience for them, but they defeated two teams which no one really expected them to do.
Yeah, exactly. So since we have already done with all three teams this today's, which we have discussed about Netherlands, England, and Pakistan. So just conclude that, yeah. So obviously, Netherlands has done quite well, gained a lot of experience. For England, a very disappointing tournament. They would like to like forget this World Cup campaign. It has happened a lot of time with them, like they have lost in group stages itself. But for them, this in this year's tournament, it was something which they were doing. They were defending a title, but again they falter very badly. I think this is one of the worst World Cup
This is
tournament.
the second time in the history of the tournament where the champion side has not qualified for the semi-final spot. It's defending champion side. Earlier, it happened with the 1987 side of Australia. In 1991, they couldn't qualify for the semi-final spot. This is happening for the second time, and it's happened after 30 years. And everyone thought England was a good side. Even I thought that. So that's what happens when overconfidence seeps into the team.
Yeah. So that was England for you this tournament, and Pakistan. They were doing what Pakistan always does. Uh, in World Cups, they have not qualified in last for top four in semis from last I don't know how many years. But they are very consistent. They are also consistent in this World Cup. Again, not qualifying for semi spot.
Yeah,
So
they last time
nothing
they qualified was in 2011. They lost
against India.
semifinals against India, Mohali.
Yeah, obviously. So they have been consistent in the World Cup. So nothing changes for them.
Okay, let's put a little bit light on tomorrow's game. India take on New Zealand semifinal one at Wankhede. Do you see any changes in Indian side?
I don't see any changes. They are not changing anything. They are
Okay.
going with the same team.
And what do you think will be the New Zealand's composition? Will they add Someone like Nisham
James,
instead of Chapman, or will
I
they
think
go with Chapman?
no, I think Jamieson also can bat a bit, and considering he has played a few IPL matches in one Kade, maybe few matches when he was stint with RCB. So I think maybe Mumbai pitch gives little bit of to fast bowlers.
Bounce.
There's little bit of bounce. So I
Even
think
Janssen had a very good game in Mumbai. I remember.
yeah. So he might get more bounce. So maybe he can bat a bit. So he will be the one who will be replacing Chapman. That's the only change I can feel. Other than that, whatever they have played the last match, maybe Saudi played right last match.
That gives them a six bowling options. If we leave Glenn Phillips out, then also they have six bowling options. That's a good thing for New Zealand.
I think Santner, Saudi played right last match.
Yeah.
So I think maybe Saudi will sit out. Maybe Henry, if he's, I think he's in Williamson said all everyone is fit. So maybe Henry will be back.
Oh, then that memories of 2019, daunting memories, 5 for 3. That can happen tomorrow as well.
I hope not. I hope not. So again, it is semi-final. India versus New Zealand again. The repeat, not the result. Repeat of
And
the
also,
match.
New Zealand, to be honest, in knockouts against India, has every time performed really well against India. So I hope it doesn't happen. But do you feel toss will be a factor tomorrow?
Uh, I don't think it will be factor, but considering evening Wankhede gives you a lot of swing, maybe 50-50 I would still say, but not an absolute factor. Maybe a factor for some percentage, but not yeah. Win the toss, bat, and you're done. Not like that.
Okay, being a Rohit Sharma fan, you have followed him a lot. What would Rohit Sharma do if he wins the toss tomorrow?
No doubt he's going to bat first.
Okay, then yeah, and what do you think is an par score if he is going to bat first?
I think anything between 320 to 350. Uh, that is what I can say about at least in one khade where
Okay,
there is movement for bowlers. Maybe in evening, bit in the afternoon as well initially. But it is a small ground and a batting pitch. So expect a big score. What do you
yeah.
think? What do you think would be the expected first inning score?
To be honest, if India scores 320, 350, then it's an horrible day on the field for New Zealand bowlers. I feel New Zealand bowlers are not that bad. So they can restrict us below 280 and 300. But saying this, a firepower like Rohit Sharma can destroy any ball in attack. If he gets going, 320, 350 is just a total. He can go up to 400 also. So it all depends upon how well we start. So that matters.
Exactly. Let's hope the form where our openers are giving a lot of good starts, like they continue the same in tomorrow's game as well. And New Zealand's opposite side, they know they need to stop their openers. If they take early wickets, especially of Rohit Sharma, they know they have a game in hand.
Yeah, definitely. And also, for a good game to happen, I want some India means New Zealand to restrict India somewhere around 270, 280. Then it will be an even Steven game. But if I want India to win, obviously I want them to score about 300.
Yeah, obviously, I just hope it's a good match for India.
Yeah.
But even I'm okay with if it's a one side India winning by 100 or
Yeah. You have saved some trackers for tomorrow?
yeah, I have, but let's see what
Okay.
finger-
Yeah. Okay. Who is the player to watch out for tomorrow?
all playing 11 of India.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. For me, Indian bowling attack, I'm banking on Jasprit Bumrah to come good tomorrow. Let's not talk much about that tomorrow's game. We'll speak about it tomorrow. If you have means stands for staying till now, I can see it's as
Yeah,
of now.
evident from our faces tomorrow. Uh, if we are laughing and doing this, then it's a good result. If not, obviously, everyone knows what has happened.
That's fine. If we not lose, we will do this tomorrow. If you have stayed so far and haven't liked our video, kindly like it, like, share, and subscribe. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon if you haven't means hit it to get notified. Then uh, to tomorrow's game. Before that, let's say our golden words. Let's go
Fundamentals.
fundamental.